Do you remember the name Sean Young? The woman who once turned every head in Hollywood. The star whose beauty and talent were supposed to make her unstoppable. But behind that perfect smile was a storm no one saw coming. The story of Sean Young isn't just about fame. It's about what happens when Hollywood decides to erase someone. And at 65, her story is beyond heartbreaking. Stay till the end, because what really happened to Sean Young will leave you speechless. In the early 1980s, Sean Young was everywhere. She wasn't just another actress, she was a force of nature. From Blade Runner, where she played the mysterious and haunting Rachel, to No Way Out with Kevin Costner, her beauty, charm, and intensity made her unforgettable. There was something magnetic about her. She could walk into a room and silence it without saying a word. Hollywood called her the next big thing. Everyone wanted to work with her. She was fearless, confident, and refused to play by anyone's rules. But in an industry built on power and ego, that confidence became her downfall. Because when a woman speaks up in Hollywood, the system listens only long enough to destroy her. At first, everything seemed perfect. Award nominations, magazine covers, directors singing her praises. But behind the curtain, cracks were already forming. Sean was outspoken, direct, and unafraid to tell powerful men when they were wrong. That kind of honesty might earn respect anywhere else, but not in Hollywood. There, it earns enemies. Then the whispers began. Little rumors on set, tiny comments slipped to reporters. She's hard to work with, they said. She's moody, unpredictable. All lies. All designed to silence her. All she ever did was ask to be treated fairly, the same way her male co-stars were treated every single day. But that was enough. The more she spoke, the more they twisted her words. Soon the machine turned against her. Roles started disappearing, calls stopped coming, casting directors avoided her name. Tabloids printed stories calling her crazy, unprofessional, out of control. The truth didn't matter. The narrative did. And when Sean Young tried to defend herself, Hollywood doubled down. The industry that once praised her now painted her as a warning to other women. Don't be like Sean. She was blacklisted, one of the brightest stars of her generation, erased overnight. And not a single person stood up for her. Then came the moment that sealed her fate. Sean was desperate to audition for Catwoman in Batman Returns, a role she knew she was born to play. So she did something bold. She showed up at the Warner Brothers lot wearing a handmade Catwoman costume, ready to prove she was perfect for the part. She wasn't crazy. She was passionate, hungry, and desperate to be seen for who she was, an artist fighting for her dream. But instead of admiration, she was met with laughter. The media mocked her. Late-night shows turned her into a punchline. Directors called her unstable. In Hollywood, the same town that had once celebrated her uniqueness used that moment to destroy her completely. Imagine being laughed at by the same people who once cheered for you. Imagine watching everything you worked for vanish overnight. That's what happened to Sean Young. The years that followed were filled with silence and pain. Sean tried to rebuild her life. She appeared in small independent films. She raised her children with love and patience. She tried to move forward, but the shadow of her past followed everywhere she went. Hollywood had already written her story, and they refused to let her rewrite it. Behind the gossip in the headlines, there was a woman fighting to survive, emotionally, mentally, and financially. Her heartbreak wasn't just about losing fame, it was about losing her voice. The life she built with her own hands was gone, and no one cared to ask why. She became a symbol of how cruel fame can be. It lifts you up, shines a light on you, and then when you no longer fit the image, it throws you away like you never existed. But through all that, Sean Young didn't disappear. She kept creating, kept acting, even when no one was watching. Because deep down, she wasn't doing it for Hollywood anymore. She was doing it for herself. She knew her worth even when the world forgot it. And here's the truth no one wants to admit. Sean Young was never the problem. Hollywood was. She didn't break down. She was broken by a system that punishes women for being bold, honest, and real. Her story is the story of every artist who refused to play by the rules. She was strong, but not in a way Hollywood could control. She had a voice they couldn't silence, a confidence they couldn't crush, and a spirit they couldn't buy. And maybe that's why they called it a tragedy. Because deep down, Sean Young refused to become one of them. Today, at 65, she may not walk red carpets or headline blockbusters, but she's still standing with grace, with strength, and with the dignity they tried to take away. She's still here, a living reminder that fame fades, but integrity never does. Her tragedy isn't just her downfall, it's a mirror showing us how easily Hollywood turns its brightest stars into shadows. But it's also a lesson, a warning that behind every tabloid story, there's a human being who only wanted to be loved and understood. So maybe it's time we remember Sean Young, not for the scandal, not for the costume, not for the rumors, but for the fire that refused to die. The same fire that made her unforgettable in the first place. The same fire that even after everything, still burns quietly inside her. Because no matter what Hollywood said, Sean Young never stopped being the star she was born to be.